There are calls for Limpopo Education MEC Boshielo to be fired following a 1.5% decline in the Matric pass rate. Limpopo's Matric class of 2021 obtained 66.7% pass rate, failing to reach the 70% threshold. The Congress of South African Students and some political parties are calling for Boshielo's head, saying she is to blame for the decline. Some analysts have also blamed Boshielo for passing the buck and not taking responsibility for that decline. Let's get more on this. SABC News reporter Pimani Baloyi is standing by. Very good afternoon to you, Pimani. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Nzinga. We're coming to you live from the office of the Premier in Limpopo, Premier Stan Matavata, where we are getting reaction from him on these calls. As you stated, Nzinga, COSAS and other stakeholders in the education sector have been saying somebody need to roll for the decline in the Matric pass rate in the province. This is the second year in a row that Limpopo has seen a very big decline in the pass rate of matriculants, where this year the class of 2021 was the only one in the country that was unable to reach the 70% pass rate threshold in Zinga. But we are going to now, we are joined by the spokesperson of Premier Stan Matavata, Mr. Willie Musima. Tate Musuma, has the Premier received any official correspondence on these calls for him to relieve MEC Boshielo of her duties?
No, so far we can indeed confirm that there's no official correspondence on the office or on the desk of the office of the Premier regarding these calls. Safe to say that even though there's no official correspondence, Premier is very much aware of the ongoing public complaints regarding the decline in Matric results. He is aware of the statement by the Economic Freedom Fighter Student Command. He is aware of the complaint from the SGB Forum of Limpopo. He is aware of the complaint as lodged by the COSAS, which is the learner representative organization. He is aware of the public outcry, and he is also anchoring and echoing their view to say even himself as the Premier of the province, he is not very happy with the 66.7% that Limpopo has achieved, unable to beat the threshold of above 70% that has been found across the country. So very safe to say that Premier is very much concerned, he is very much aware, and is not very happy.
And what is the next step then if the Premier is concerned?
The next step, so says the Premier, emanating from the EXCO, which is the meeting of the Executive Council of today, when he was opening that, the first meeting of the 2022, he vehemently and with no hesitation, without fear of any contradiction, said that he is not very pleased, but he's not going to venture into an emotional kind of a decision in as far as tackling the whole matter is concerned. The Premier has called for what is called sensitive analysis in the sense that he needs to understand what is going wrong, who's responsible for the wrong that is going, and what can be done. Hence, in his conclusion, he has indicated and mandated the Director General to convene what is called an education indaba in February this year, that is next month. That seeks to now go and look into the whole issue around education with all education stakeholders present so that he can get this right. Premier Matavata is not very happy. That's why this indaba is very critical. That's why the public outcries are also very meaningful, very understandable, very critical, and very important, so says Premier Matavata.
And should we expect any action from the Premier after this indaba? Is he considering taking strong action?
Of course, the Premier has always said that he is a man who believes in consequence management. With regard to this whole matter, he's saying when he got into province in 2013, the province was in shambles. Remember, we had issues with delivery of textbooks. We had issues with management of finances of the province. We had issues with general governance in the province. So he's saying he has been able to turn around the situation. Hence, today, the Premier is very proud to say we talk about 5 clean audits from provincial departments. We talk about 10 unqualified audits on only 2 qualified audits from provincial departments. Hence, he's very worried to say he can't be doing good with regard to management of finances, which cannot translate into service delivery. And one of the components of service delivery becomes education, which in his own words, he said, is the bedrock of which a foundation of development is built. That's why he's very much concerned.
Thank you so much, Mr. Musuma. Nzinga, that is the spokesperson of Premier Stan Matavata telling us the Premier is going to convene an education indaba in the province in February to ensure that all stakeholders that are affected in the education sector sit down and discuss what could have gone wrong and find a solution. Nzinga, I must let you know that we did reach out to the Limpopo Education Department of Education trying to get their view on this whole issue, and we were referred to the office of the Premier, with them stating that this is a employee relation issue, and saying that they will speak to us later on about education related issue. But Nzinga, I'm going to head back to you in studio right now.
Pimani Baloyi, thanks for giving us that update from Limpopo. Then I'm sure she'll keep us updated on what happens next there. It's time for a short break. When we come back, we'll speak to